Howdy there. So a couple days ago, I saw Final Destination 5. And I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I saw it in 2D. I'm struggling over what I want to give it. I mean, the time I had, the experience is a 7. The film itself, you know, maybe a 6, maybe even lower. It's just that I had such a great time in the theater. And I think that really counts for something. Final Destination 5 basically follows the Final Destination formula. If you've seen one, you've basically seen them all. Except, well, I mean, they do build. I know at some point in one of the films, they reveal that if you take a life, then death will skip over you. They bring that into play here. I don't think that's in, like, the first 2 films, but anyway, it builds. I've seen all the Final Destination films, and again, you've seen one, you've seen them all. You've got a group of kids going on a trip. One of them has a vision of the bridge that they are on collapsing, killing them all. But he like wakes up, realizes it's a vision, saves most of his friends, and they escape death, only to find out that this pisses Death off, like, majorly. And Death hunts them down in creative and entertaining ways. And Death always wins. You know? It's Death. You can't escape Death. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I had so much fun because, you know, it was a mostly sold out theater. And people had fun. You know, you could tell that there were a lot of fans of the series there. There's a lot of laughter going on, lots of screaming. Horror films are best experienced with a lot of people. And maybe you could say that about every type of film, but I think it really, really holds true for horror films. You know, you get a bunch of humans together, you start to feel the energy, the emotions that are around you, and you can't help but be amplified by it. Perhaps I wouldn't have been scared. Perhaps I never would have jumped. Perhaps I never would have laughed if it weren't for the people sitting, you know, immediately next to me. So it does affect the film in a positive way. There's lots of bad acting in this movie. One guy, it's like everything he does, it's at some level of really cheesy. He got a lot of laughs in the movie. Like in the theater, a lot of people were laughing, and a lot of them were me. You know, a lot of the time it was me. There's you know, plenty of bad acting going on here, but again, that makes the movie all the more better. You know, you can't take it too seriously. You can't have it be too good. The acting is not the star of the show here. The star of the show is Death, and the scenarios in which people die, and the special effects that show people dying. That is why you plunk down your money to go see a Final Destination film, is you want to see a lot of people die in a lot of creative ways. I didn't recognize the writer or director of the film. I didn't even see the I thought it was James Wan who did the first film. He was an executive producer and frequent writer for the X-Files. Then he went off and did Final Destination. I don't know, maybe he had something to do with the second one. I'm not really sure. Maybe he just gave up the property entirely. I don't even remember seeing his name. But I can't tell you who wrote it. I can't tell you who directed it. The only actors I can tell you that are in it are Tony Todd, the Candyman, who I believe is in all the films. He's in this one. Doing what that character does, which is, say weird, enigmatic things to the characters and just be at the right place at the right time when death shows up. The other actor is a personal favorite of mine, David Koechner. He's a good old Missouri boy. I love David Koechner. I think he's hilarious. He's good here. This is probably one of his biggest roles he's had in a while. So it was great to see David Koechner. He's always funny. And again, that's about the only two names I know. The rest are fairly fresh faces. I didn't even really recognize... Actually, I recognized one of them. Actually, the guy who got a lot of laughs because of his acting. Kind of looks like Tom Cruise Jr. Like, well, we can't afford Tom Cruise, we'll get this guy. It was really funny. Again, it was just straightforward, nothing too new here. The ending was very good. Without giving too much away, it ends at the beginning. And I really enjoyed it. And before the credits start to roll, it's like they wanted to just kill some more time. They converted this to 3D. It wasn't 3D. I don't see 3D films if they are converted. This was not shot or filmed in 3D. It was converted. So I saw it in 2D where, the way it should be. And after the film was over, but before the credits roll, I'm pretty sure they show every single death from the Final Destination series, in one go around. I mean, it's just death. And I think it's in order. Maybe it's not every single one, but it sure felt like it. And they were all converted into 3D. And they've got, red cartoonish blood flying off the screen. Again, I saw it in 2D, but it still looked like this. And it's all to like AC/DC's If You Want Blood. That to me is great. If you have AC/DC blaring as loud as possible, and all it is grotesque, outlandish death, okay, sign me up. I'm there. I am fully entertained. Again, some part of me does feel guilty about saying it's a 7. I could very much go for a 6, just because you get what you pay for. If you want a Final Destination film, if you're a fan, I think it might be the best one. I think it might be the best one. I certainly had more fun than I've ever had watching any of the films. I don't really know what else to say about it. If you see it in the theater, again, see it with as many people as possible. Go to a Friday night, Saturday night, late night show, have a lot of people there, and I guarantee you will have a good time. You will have a lot of fun. The movie is a lot of fun. But again, nothing great. Lots of bad acting. Nothing like too original happens, with the exception of the deaths. It's like, I can't remember the name, but where it's like a domino effect. where you think something's going to happen, but it's just there to throw you off, and then you get your reward. I don't really know what else to say about it. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun going to the movies. And then you should, you go to the movies to escape and to have a great time, and that's exactly what happened with this film. So maybe I should give the experience a 7 and maybe the film a 6. I'll tell you right now, I never plan on seeing this movie again. Because I know if I sit here and watch it at home, I'm not going to have near as much fun. I'm going to nitpick it to death. So I've already had as good of experience as I can with the film, so why sully my memory of that? So I doubt I will ever watch it again, because I'd like to preserve that feeling. So there you go. I'm not motivated to see it again, but I did have a great time. And as Final Destination films, I do think it's the best one. I think it's the best one, hands down. So that's Final Destination 5. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. I would recommend it to horror fans. I would recommend it to gore fans, to Final Destination fans, and anyone who just likes to go to the movies to have a good time, because I guarantee you will. So there you go. That's Final Destination 5. I'm giving it a 7. Thanks for watching.